Welcome back to another video. I know this week we had said we were going to cover the book Essentialism by Greg McKeown, but unfortunately I wasn't able to pick up the book in time to read it. So instead we're going to read the book The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferris. Now this was a book that I was extremely excited to read. It has nearly a 5-star rating on Amazon. It sold millions of copies around the world, and Tim Ferris is a very well-known figure in the self-help genre. I've read some of his other books and I've enjoyed them. However, with a subtitle of Escape the 9-to-5, Live Anywhere, and Join the New Rich, I couldn't help but be extremely skeptical about the book. The wording on the book makes it seem like it's a get-rich-quick scheme conveniently packaged and marketed as a self-help book. Now these get-rich-quick schemes seem to be everywhere nowadays, and you can usually find them in the form of video ads. Maybe you saw one before this very video. If you haven't seen one of them before, they usually go a little something like this.
Hi, I'm Clayton Schneider, world's youngest multi-billionaire. Don't believe me? Just check my numbers. I used to be dumb and broke, but then I learned one simple trick, and now I'm so smart and so rich. Just look at all my cars. Want to be rich like me? All you have to do is buy my course for $500. That's cheaper than college, so sign up. Thanks for helping you get rich.
I'm convinced that this book popularized the strategy of selling the good life. Ferris proved that with clever marketing and self-promotion, you can make money off those looking to improve their financial situation. I read a quote the other day claiming that the best way to make $1 million is to sell others on the process of how to make $1 million. Now I know what you may be thinking, wow, Clayton, it sounds like you really didn't like this book. What about it was so bad? And I'm glad you asked. The advice is often gimmicky and shallow, offering a little piece of advice followed by long-winded filler text just to distract you from the fact that you didn't read or learn anything substantial. The first culprit is the chapter where Ferris recommends that you automate your life. Now, this advice isn't bad on its own. In fact, automating your life makes tons of sense. If you can find a way to do it, you free up time to spend doing other things. It's how Ferris recommends that you automate your life. He recommends that you outsource your work. What does this mean? Pay someone else to do it. Delegate away your work by paying someone in India to do your work for you.
Hey, is this India? Yeah, I was just calling to see if you could do all my work for me. What does that mean exactly? Just basically do everything that I would normally do, but give me the credit. You can handle that? Perfect, awesome. Thanks, India.
Ferris insists that outsourcing your work to India automates your life so that you can spend more time doing more important things. This is not automation. Besides the fact that depending on your line of work, it's unethical and illegal, all it's doing is shifting your work from producing results yourself to spending your time managing someone else that lives halfway across the world. Another section of this book is dedicated to the advice of start a business, specifically a dropshipping business. For those of you that don't know, dropshipping is essentially where you sell a product online and rely on a manufacturer to fulfill the order. You would be responsible for selling the product and communicating with the manufacturer, and the manufacturer is responsible for making the product and then shipping it to your customer. I am not denying the fact that starting a business can be life-changing. It can improve your financial situation and bring you satisfaction as you help your customers. I dislike the advice because Ferris makes it seem like the holy grail to just start printing money while you sleep, and it's just not that simple. On top of that, we don't need more people selling cheaply made plastic products all for their own financial gain. Start a business to solve a problem, to provide value. Don't start a business because you think it's the solution to your financial problems. In summary, the advice in this book can feel shallow and borderline unethical. But to be fair, I haven't followed the advice, so I can't definitively say that it wouldn't work. I am adamant that this book deserves to be criticized, but that doesn't mean that there aren't opportunities to learn. This book is focused on freeing your time and location so that you can do what you want, when you want, where you want. Ferris claims that the best way to achieve this is through a 4-step plan where you define, eliminate, automate, and then liberate. Let's take a look at the first two since I thought that they had the most value. The first step is to define what it is you want. You can't make a plan or start working towards a goal if you don't know what the end result looks like. So sit down and write out what you want out of the next 6 months of your life. What you write down isn't set in stone, but the act of writing out your goals makes them more concrete and easier to follow. The next step is to just get started. Accept the fact that the timing is never going to be perfect. One of the quotes I really liked from the book is, "The world is not out to get you, but it certainly isn't out to help you." So just get started and learn as you go. The next step is to focus on eliminating and reducing all distractions and interruptions. We want to be more productive. A lot of us will bounce from task to task, trying to do more and more so that we can appear busy. But the goal isn't to appear busy, the goal is to produce results. One piece of advice that I found particularly helpful in this book is to set shorter deadlines. Most of us will allow our work to take up the time that we're allotted to complete a task. So something that should only take an hour may end up taking multiple hours or even a whole day to complete. Now, I am a master at procrastination. I can't think of a single college essay or project that I haven't completed in the last minute. And that's because the deadlines were set at a month in advance. This gave me the opportunity to procrastinate and focus my attention elsewhere. But when you set shorter deadlines, it eliminates the opportunity for procrastination and forces you to focus. I hope you didn't mind the fact that this video was less informative than some of my other videos. I found it difficult to talk about a book that I wasn't particularly fond of. Hopefully my attempts at comedy helped balance out the fact that there was less information and advice to share. All right, let's dive into the final thoughts and conclusions. Would I recommend the 4-Hour Workweek? No. Everything that Tim Ferris wrote about is covered in more detail and in a much more thought-provoking manner in other books. Take, for example, the book we're going to be reading next week, Essentialism by Greg McKeown. That book, Essentialism, is basically a much more elaborate and thought-provoking version of the eliminate section in this book. Enough of me ranting. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll get back to learning next week.